this video, I'm going to show you how to ask a question on the Pharmaceutical Calculations question and answer platform, and we are starting right now. Hello, this is Dr. 𝐿𝐴𝐚𝐭, and if this is your first time here and you like to learn pharmaceutical calculations, tips, tricks, and strategies, then start by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. So let's get right to it. Now, the Pharmaceutical Calculations question and answer platform is a free platform designed to connect students and professionals who share a passion for pharmaceutical calculations and want to skyrocket their understanding about the subject. If you'd like to learn more about the free platform, then I recommend you watch the other videos about the platform. I'll put links to that in the description, and a card should show up pretty shortly. So how do you actually ask a question on the platform? For you to ask a question on the platform, you first need to be signed in. Now, if you are tempted to ask a question without logging in, you're going to get a pop-up which is going to remind you to log in, or if you don't even have an account, it's going to ask you to create an account. So let's go ahead and log in. We need a username, and then we can put in our password. And then we can log in. So how do you know you are logged in? You actually see your profile picture or avatar at the top here, or you also see your profile picture or avatar right next to the search box that says what's your question. And there are three places you can actually click to ask a question. The first is on the search bar, which says what is your question, or you could click on the ask a question button right here, or you can also click on this button which says ask question. So I'm going to go ahead and click the ask a question button, and it's going to bring up a pop-up. Now, this pop-up is the same pop-up you will see regardless of what you click to ask a question. So the first thing we can do is put a title for the question. So we can say, how many milliosmoles are present? That's the title of the question, and we can select a category. So there are a few preloaded categories. This is a question about milliosmoles, which means it's under osmolarity calculations, so that will be appropriate. Now we can go ahead and tag the question. So let's put in a few tags. We can put milliosmole. You can also put osmolarity, and maybe just say it's a question. So now there are two ways you can ask the question. You can either type the question in the editor, or you can attach it as a picture. So I'll first demonstrate how you ask the question using the editor, and then I'll also show you how to add a picture to ask the question. So let's go ahead and ask the question. Let's say we want to ask how many milliosmoles are present in 1 gram of sodium chloride. So now you've typed in the question, and you always need to make sure that this box which says by asking your question you agree to the terms of service and privacy policy is always checked. Otherwise, it will not allow you to publish your question. Now, there are a few other options you could also check. You could check the ask anonymously. When you click on that, it's going to basically post your question with the name anonymous at the top. It wouldn't show your display name. And I really do not recommend that, because we want to build a community of users where we can ask questions and provide answers so that people can improve their understanding of pharmaceutical calculations. But if you feel the need to do that, by all means just click on that and it will show your question as being asked by anonymous. So I'm not going to check it right now. So now let's go ahead and publish the question. And we see that the question has been posted. So that's the title, that's your display name, and the question is right here. How many milliosmoles are present in 1 gram of sodium chloride? So because you asked the question, you have additional options at the bottom to either edit the question, delete it, or close the question. You could also report any abuse, or you could share the question on social media. So that is one way you could ask the question. The other way is to post your question as a picture. And so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that, but this time I'm going to click the Ask Question button. It brings us to the same pop-up menu, and so the first thing we do is put in the question title. This time we want to ask an interesting dilution question. So now we want to select the category. We look for dilution and concentration, and you can select whichever category you think is most appropriate. And now we can put in some tags. You say dilution, concentration, and let's say maybe this is a NAPLEX type question, so we can add NAPLEX to it. So now, instead of typing the question into the editor, we can go ahead and attach our picture. So click on Add Media, click on Upload Files, click Select Files, and then we'll locate the picture that we want to attach. Click Open, and it's uploading. So once it's done uploading, we can go ahead and insert it into the post. So now it's done. It says attachment details. There's one thing we want to do. It says size is medium. We just want it full size, and so we can click Insert into Post, and we see that our picture has been attached. So you want to make sure once again that you've checked on this box, otherwise it's not going to publish your question. And now we can go ahead and click Publish Your Question. So as you can see, we just posted the next question, and it is posted as a picture. So same thing, you have the options to edit, delete, close, report, or share the question. So those are the two different ways you can ask a question on the platform. You can either type the question into the editor box, or you can post the question as a picture. There is, however, one other thing you can do on the platform, and that is to create a poll. So I'm going to demonstrate how you do that. This time I'm going to click on the Ask a Question button. It pulls up the same pop-up, and we need to put in a title. So let's say we are interested in finding out which pharmaceutical calculations book do you use? We can go ahead and select a category. So we select Pharmaceutical Calculations. Let's put in a few tags. Pharmaceutical Calculations book would be a good one. Or simply Pharmaceutical Calculations. So now this time what we need to do is we need to check this box. The box that says this question is a poll. If you want to be doing a poll, click here. So we need to make sure that this box is checked, and then we can put in the options so that people can vote. So let's create a few options. The first one is Pharmaceutical Calculations by Ansel. It's a really good book. Or Pharmaceutical Calculations by 𝐏𝐡𝐚𝐭 and 𝐂𝐚𝐥. And actually, let's add one more option. Pharmaceutical Calculations by 𝐼𝐴𝐺. And so now we need to put the question here, and I'm just going to copy actually the title as the question because it's a good question. We put that right here. And the last thing we need to do is to always make sure that this box is checked, the one that says by asking your question you agree to the terms of service and privacy policy. And so now that box is checked, we can click Publish Your Question. And there you have it. You have the question title, the display name, and you have your poll that has been set up here. So now people can choose an option, and then you begin to have some statistics, and it may help you make up your mind if it's a very pertinent topic. So let's just say you use this one, you click submit. So it gives you the statistics. It says there's 1 voter so far, and it's 100% for the calculations book by Ansel. And you have a lot more people voting, and you have different statistics that will help you make up your mind. So the one thing that you should notice is that if the question is a poll, there is this box at the right hand side with the word poll in it, and that will give an indication to users on the platform that this is actually a poll, and people can participate and give you some feedback. So that's how you ask a question on the Pharmaceutical Calculations question and answer platform. You could type your question directly into the editor, you can post it as a picture, or you can actually create a poll to get some feedback from the community. So I hope you found this video tutorial useful. If you did, be sure to like it and share it. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get to them as soon as I see them. If you'd like to learn more pharmaceutical calculations, tips, tricks, and strategies, then start by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.